What's up, guys? Welcome back. Wanted to show you guys a new build I just put together. This is a 6mm arc chambered AR with a 16-inch barrel, and I'll go over it real quick, let you know the parts that went into it, and we'll do a little shooting, see what kind of accuracy we can get out of it. Obviously this is a DMR type rifle, so hopefully we can get some pretty decent accuracy. The barrel does have a MOA guarantee, but we're shooting factory Hornady rounds, Hornady black. This is their 105 grain bowtail hollow point match ammunition, but they do have a Hornady match that shoots the ELDMs that I could not find anywhere in stock, so we'll see how these Hornady black shoot. I do have some hand loads. I've got another 6 arc build I haven't showed you guys yet. Another build that I did from scratch, but I have done some shooting with it. It's a pretty accurate rifle, but I just wanted to show you guys this one first. I just now got done building this one. Well, actually, it was a gun that was already built as a 5.56, and I just replaced the barrel. I built the gun to begin with in 5.56, but I've got a lot of 5.56 ARs, and after building that 6mm arc, I really took to the cartridge. I really liked the cartridge. So I just bought a new barrel and bolt and swapped it out on this gun and made this one into a 6mm arc. Arc, by the way, ARC, that's advanced rifle cartridge. It's one of Hornady's newer cartridges. I think it came out sometime last year or the year before, but very cool cartridge. Highly recommend checking it out. It does chamber in a AR15 size gun. You know, you don't have to have an AR10 size like a 6 Creedmoor or something would. Very flat shooting cartridge. Shoots the heavier bullets. You can also shoot the lighter bullets, but the barrel's chambered in 1 and 7. Mostly, most of your 6mm arcs will be chambered in 1 and 7.5. But anyway, like I said, it favors the heavier bullets, so that's kind of what we're shooting here today with the 105s. All right, guys, let me show you this build real quick. This is done on a Smith & Wesson M&P 15 lower receiver. The trigger in it is a Geisley SSAE. The rest of the lower parts are just stock parts. The upper receiver was a Arrow Precision, just their basic stripped upper receiver. The bolt carrier group is a Colt bolt carrier group. The bolt that's in it is actually from grindlehunters.com. I don't know who they have to build bolts for them, but that was the only brand on it. So grindlehunters.com. The 6mm arc will take any bolt meant for 6.5 grindle. So that's one part we had to switch out to go from 5.56 to 6mm arc. I kept the same bolt carrier group, just changed the bolt to the grindle bolt. Stock I'm running, obviously this is a B5 SOP mod stock. Charging handle is a BCM mod 4 gunfighter charging handle. Really like these charging handles. I've used them on a lot of my builds. They work very well. They hold up. I've never had one break or warp on me. So, you know, if you're looking for a good bolt charging handle, check out the BCM gunfighter. I also run Radians and others, but this is one of my favorites, the BCM gunfighter. They do make an ambidextrous version, which I have one of those on a different build. The magazine I'm running is a Min 2 magazine. This is kind of a unique magazine. It's built specifically for 6 arc or 6.5 Grendel, and this is a 10 round magazine. As you can see, the form factor is a 20 round mag for 5.56, but this is a 10 round. Very reliable, very well functioning magazine with 6 arc. The way it works, it transitions into a single stack. As you load rounds, it'll double stack down here in the bottom, but then the top half, it single stacks them, so you get really good feeding. I've never had a problem with these magazines. If you're looking for a good 6.5 Grendel or 6 arc magazine, check out these Min 2 mags. The grip on this gun's Magpul MOE, just a basic. I'll probably swap this out for a more vertical grip. Like I said, I've had this gun for a long time and built it back when this was the new hotness, so now I've kind of transitioned to the more vertical grips. I prefer those, so that will probably get switched out. All right, coming on up from there, like I said, I purchased a Ballistic Advantage barrel. I've had a lot of good luck with Ballistic Advantage barrels. I use them a lot. They're not super expensive, and they seem to be very high quality. I would recommend them any day of the week. They're very good barrels. This one, like I said, is chambered in 6mm arc. It's 16 inches with a mid-length gas block. The gas block come from B King's website, B.KING. That's also where I purchased the barrel at a fantastic price. They seem to have the best deals on Ballistic Advantage barrels, so if you're looking to pick up a new barrel, check out B King's website. I don't get any kickbacks or anything from them. I just was shopping around for the best deal, and that's where I found the best deal. The gas block is adjustable. I haven't put a single round through this gun yet. That's what we're doing here today. So I kind of guessed on the gas setting. If I have to adjust it, it's probably going to be a pain. The way it works, it's got a screw that screws in and closes off the gas, and a set screw that locks it in place. So my theory was, when building this with the 6 arc, usually on an 18-inch barrel or a 20-inch barrel, it'll run a rifle length gas +1 or +2, so a little longer. Due to the fact that the 6mm arc is going to produce quite a bit more gas than a regular 5.56. So I figured I'd probably definitely need an adjustable gas block. I am running a H1 buffer. I do have some H2s and H3s, so I can play with that if I need to, but I'm hoping I can work everything out with the adjustable gas block. I don't have a brand on the gas block. It was inexpensive gas block and offered there on their site. I don't know if it's something B King's is having made for them or what, but we'll see how it works out. The rail I'm running on this build is a BCM KMR 15-inch rail. Like I said, this gun, it was built many years ago, and I bought this rail for it as soon as the KMRs first hit the market. There was no M-LOK on the market at that time, so that's why it's a key mod rail. Very nice rail, very lightweight. Never had a problem with it. I love the lockup on these BCM rails. I love the looks of them. They're very thin. I'm sure many of you are aware of the BCM rails by now and can attest they're very nice rails. And they're not overly expensive either. So they tend to be one of my go-tos. Running a BCM vertical grip. The light I'm running is a Streamlight ProTac rail mount light. They use the Surefire Scout mounting system. A more inexpensive light than a Surefire. If you guys have been around the channel, you probably know I mostly favor Surefire Scout lights, but I've had this light for many, many years. It still works just fine. This has probably been sitting in storage for years. Many, many years, like probably 5, 6. I've not done a whole lot of shooting with it. And the light's been sitting just like it is here, still works just fine. So at this point I could recommend the Streamlight ProTac. It's a pretty good light, seems to be. The muzzle device I'm running is Griffin's muzzle brake. It's a 2-chamber muzzle brake with their taper mount. I run mostly Griffin muzzle devices on my builds because I use Griffin's, well, this is a Griffin Recce 7 suppressor, but even on my Form 1 suppressors, I use a Griffin Plan A mount, Plan B, whatever it is. So I run Griffin muzzle devices. And like I just said, this is a Griffin Recce 7 suppressor I've had for a few years now. Very, very nice suppressor. Highly recommend this suppressor. It's not overly expensive, but performs very, very well, especially on 300 blackout supers and subs. Man, that can really sounds good. And if you guys are looking for a real good suppressor cover, check out Burn Proof Gear. In my opinion, they've got the best cover for the money. There are more durable covers out there that cost like 2-3 times as much. I've never had a problem with these Burn Proof Gear covers. They're not going to hold up to rapid machine gun fire, but as far as just everyday shooting, I've never had a problem. I have gotten away with quite a bit of rapid fire shooting too, without any damage to the cover. So definitely check out Burn Proof Gear if you're looking for a very well-made, priced right suppressor cover. And while you're there, you can use coupon code KYTAC, and that'll save you 10% on your purchase. And that also helps the channel, which I greatly appreciate. All right, now to the optic. I'm running an Arkin SH4 Gen 2 4-16 by 50 scope. This is the first focal plane scope. I really fell for Arkin here in the last little bit. I've got several of their scopes. I've got a few of their 6-24s. I've got their EP5 5-25, and I really like the Arkin scopes. I've not had any problems with them. The click, if you guys can hear that, it's got real audible, real nice feeling clicks to it. The glass is, for the price range, is just fine. I found the adjustments to be very accurate. And for the price, it's just, these Arkin scopes are hard to beat. It's sitting in an Arkin rigid precision mount. This is their 34mm mount, as this scope has a 34mm tube. And seems to be a pretty solid mount. I haven't had any problems with them whatsoever. I've done a lot of shooting with Arkin scopes at this point, and I can't say I do recommend the Arkin scopes if you're looking for a precision type scope. There's plenty of coupon codes out there. Arkin usually has some kind of coupon code going on their website at about all times, and the prices on them without any coupon codes are very good. And then once you apply those coupon codes, you can get these scopes for really good money. So if you're looking for a precision rifle scope and you don't have $2,000-3,000 to spend on a scope, check out the Arkin. All right, guys, that's about all I can tell you on this rifle. Let's get set up and see what kind of accuracy we can get out of it. I will be running a brass catcher, so if you don't see brass flying out, there's nothing wrong with the gun. Hopefully my casing's all landing in this brass catcher as I do reload, and these 6mm ARC cases are not the easiest to come by, so I want to maintain each one. I want to keep each case that I fire. If you're not familiar with it, this is the 6mm ARC cartridge. The overall length is the same as a 5.56, but as you can see, this has a shorter, stubbier case. It's bigger round. It has the same case head as a 6.5 Grendel, so a little beefier. And you can shoot these longer, heavier bullets. And on this Amend 2 magazine, this is a fantastic magazine for 6mm arc or 6.5 Grendel, either one. As you can see, it single stacks them so far down, and then about halfway down in the body of the magazine, it transitions to a double stack. So you get more reliable feeding with that single stack. And so far I haven't had any problems whatsoever with these magazines on my other build. And hopefully the same goes for this build. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. Drop down in the comments, let me know what you think of this build. Let me know what you know about 6mm arc. It's a fairly new cartridge. Be sure to check the description of this video for a link to my campsite page. There's several links on my campsite page, all gun related, where you can save money. And when you use those links, it helps the channel. All this stuff is very, very expensive, and I appreciate anything you guys can do. Just by simply using a link, it helps out. It doesn't cost you a thing, and in a lot of cases it saves you money. Be sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Catch us on the next one.